The loyal dog carefully guided the frightened man out of the dangerous forest, saving his life during a cold and terrifying night filled with fear, wild animals, and darkness. John was a traveler who loved adventure. One evening, he decided to explore a huge forest near a small village. The villagers warned him not to enter the forest after sunset, because many people had lost their way there. Some never returned. But John was confident and believed he could handle any challenge. As the sun slowly disappeared behind the mountains, the forest became dark and silent. The sound of birds faded away, and cold wind moved through the tall trees. John suddenly realized he had lost the path. He checked his phone, but there was no signal. Fear slowly entered his heart. He walked for hours trying to find a way out, but every direction looked the same. Strange sounds came from the bushes. Sometimes he heard wolves howling far away. Sometimes branches cracked behind him, as if someone or something was following him. After some time, John became tired and weak. He sat near a tree and held his head in worry. "I may never get out of here," he whispered sadly. Just then, he heard soft footsteps nearby. John looked up quickly and saw a large dog standing a few feet away. The dog had brown fur, kind eyes, and looked calm despite the darkness around them. At first, John became nervous, but the dog slowly wagged its tail. "Hey, boy," John said quietly. The dog moved closer and gently touched John's hand with its nose. It seemed friendly and intelligent. John felt strangely safe beside the animal. Suddenly, loud growling echoed from deeper in the forest. The dog immediately stood alert and barked fiercely toward the darkness. John could not see what was hiding there, but he knew danger was close. The dog looked back at John and started walking slowly, stopping every few steps as if asking him to follow. "You want me to come with you?" John asked. The dog barked once and continued forward. Having no other choice, John followed the mysterious dog through the forest. The dog carefully chose narrow paths between the trees and avoided muddy areas and dangerous cliffs. Whenever John became slow or tired, the dog waited patiently for him. After nearly an hour of walking, heavy rain began to fall. Thunder shook the sky, and lightning flashed through the dark forest. John slipped on wet ground and injured his leg. "Ah!" he cried in pain. The loyal dog quickly returned to him and stayed by his side. It gently licked his hand and refused to leave him alone. John used a broken branch as support and continued walking with difficulty. The storm became stronger. Suddenly they heard wolves howling much closer this time. John's heart raced with fear. The dog stood protectively in front of him, growling toward the sound. A pair of glowing eyes appeared between the trees, then another. The wolves were nearby. The loyal dog barked loudly and fearlessly. Its courage surprised John. Even though the dog was alone, it refused to abandon him. The wolves slowly backed away into the darkness. "You saved me again," John whispered thankfully. Hours passed, and the rain finally stopped. In the distance, John noticed a small light shining between the trees. "A village," he shouted happily. The dog ran ahead, leading him toward the light. Soon they reached the edge of the forest, where a small wooden house stood beside the road. An old man opened the door after hearing John call for help. "Thank God you survived," the old man said. "Many people disappear in that forest." John smiled and pointed toward the dog. "I survived because of him." But when the old man looked outside, the dog was gone. John searched around the house, calling for the animal, but there was no sign of it anywhere. "That's strange," the old man said softly. "People in this village speak of a loyal dog that appears to lost travelers in the forest during dangerous nights. Some believe it belonged to a hunter who died years ago while saving others." John stood silently, remembering the dog's brave eyes and loyal heart. The next morning, after resting safely, John prepared to leave the village. Before going home, he went to the edge of the forest one last time. "Thank you," he said quietly into the trees. For a moment he thought he saw the same brown dog standing far away between the trees, watching him peacefully. Then it disappeared into the forest. From that day forward, John never forgot the loyal dog that saved his life. He told the story everywhere he went, reminding people that loyalty, courage, and kindness can sometimes appear in the most unexpected forms. and somewhere deep inside the dangerous forest,